Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. So today I am launching my new printable template. It is the Crafty Companion and it looks like this. And what it is a workstation, a storage unit, a garbage bowl, ink station, practically anything you want it to be, just about. So I am super excited to finally get to share this with you guys because I have been working on this for a long time. I would say at least a year because I started designing the templates a long time ago, more out of necessity, because when I'm working on projects with you guys, I like to keep everything nice and neat. I like to keep everything close at hand so that I don't forget what I'm using. I like to have everything, like all of my scraps in a certain spot. I like to have everything at arm's length. I just like to be organized. And I'm a little bit weird like that. Like, I know a lot of you like to be organized too. So I know I'm not alone. So I started working on what I really wanted to do, and then on top of all of that, you guys were asking for me to show you how I made the storage unit that usually sits right here next to me. So I thought, why don't I try to figure out a system that you can completely customize to your needs, what you need in your workspace, the amount of storage you need, the workstation that you need. And what I mean by workstation is like when it's not a permanent home for things. So there are several different ways you can make the Crafty Companion. And you guys have seen bits and pieces of the Crafty Companion for months now. Crafty Trays, the garbage bowl. You guys have seen this garbage bowl, right? Is it upside down? And you guys have seen different versions of this garbage bowl. You guys have said that you wanted to see how I did this one. This one was originally like a different color, but I've been playing around with it. You guys have seen ink trays. Let me grab it. You guys have seen this ink tray here, right? And this was what the garbage bowl originally looked like. So this is what the garbage bowl looked like originally as well. This is one of the components. This is just one of the things inside of this printable template. So let me show you the prototypes that I've made and show you the evolution of this template over the many months that I've been working on it, okay? Okay, you guys, I've been filming for a minute and I've realized I've talked quite a bit, so I'm gonna put this section in the beginning of the video and tell you that I will put timestamps down below. So if you're tired of listening to me talk after a while and you just want to see the templates, I will have that down below. I forgot that I'm showing you this new thing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I just keep rambling and I keep showing you stuff and I'm just super excited. So if you just want to see the templates, I will have a timestamp down below. Okay, so this monster, and it's heavy because it's still full of stuff. This is the storage unit that you guys would see here next to me. So what I want to show you is it's hard to get these drawers open. They don't slide in and out very well. You see how I'm really trying to like push. And now that one wasn't too bad, but some of them are just horrible. And it's real flimsy, and I put it together just kind of quickly because I needed places to store things like the mini brads that I have, or the mini paper clips that I have, or just different things like that. So that's what's been in this storage unit, and probably still is. Let's see, somewhere like here, this tray I couldn't get open that was so heavy. It's full of keys, like metal keys and things. I don't want to dump it over. But anyway, so it's really hard to get in and out of, but it is a good storage unit. It's not terrible. So this would be my storage unit. Right, I'm gonna put this sucker up. It's a little bit closer. I've got a super long skirt on and it's in my way. Okay, and my shirt is like floppy. I love this shirt. And my nose is running because it's hot. Perfect. Okay, so that was my my like storage unit that I would store all of my goodies in. And then this was my garbage bowl. We made this out of the small keepsake box. I don't know if I made a video. If I did, I will link it down below. But this was my garbage bowl, which cute little feet, right? Which is fine. It's totally fine. And then this was what I would keep all of my bits and pieces, like any stamps that I were using or any dies that I were using, that kind of thing. Any flowers, ephemera, you know, bits and pieces were all in here. So I would have this leaning up against my wall, which again, fine, right? Leaning up against my wall, or propped up against my wall, and I would have everything stacked in here real nice and neat as best I could. This one is also a keepsake. This one is the large keepsake box, and this was like a prototype that I made. I think I might have made it on film. Again, if I can find it, I'll link it below. But it is a printable template of mine, so is the small. But super cute, right? And it works. It's fine. And then this is this was actually the medium keepsake, so I made like a double tray. So then I started putting my flowers and stuff in here, you know, kind of propping them up a little bit. So there's 3 pieces that I'm using for, you know, to do one project to keep myself organized. And then this is the small keepsake, which this is I did make this one on film, and I think I added another little bit here. I forget why now, but this is what I used to keep my glues and my tapes and all of that stuff in. I'd have it stacked in here. So again, there's another piece. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how many pieces I needed to keep myself organized. I guess the storage unit, I guess you can't count that because I stored things permanently. So, okay, we'll say 4. And I still felt like everything was everywhere. And it was just on my nerves. So, with you guys asking me to show you how I made that storage unit, that large, you know, drawers and storage unit, I started working on some ideas. So I made some like really quick mock-ups of things, and it kind of was based on like the keepsake box. I moved it out of the way, I would grab it again. But it's kind of based on that keepsake box idea, and it just wasn't working. It just wasn't what I wanted. So then, this one, I made, I don't remember how long it took me to make this, but this one you guys have actually seen in video, because I would pull one of these out and be like, get it out of my crafty tray. I would have my little ephemera pieces and whatnots from collections in here. And then I might have had flowers or cut off pieces in here. And then I have these divided spaces. So this is where I kept everything else. All of those pieces I would cut off, all those scraps, all those stamps, all of the die cuts, the seam bindings, all of that stuff was in here, right? So I really liked this idea. So then I thought, well, it had 3 solid drawers is what it originally had, 3 full-size trays. So then I thought, I need smaller trays. And going back to that storage unit idea. So then I made this size, which you guys have seen this because I had all of my rusted, there's a little bit of rusted left in there. I had all of my rusted bits in here. So 3 of these will fit in one cubby, one crafty cubby. That's what they're called in the new template. So then I thought, well, we need other sizes because that's, you know, not everything will fit into that size drawer. So then I made this size, right? So this size, you can fit 2 of these into one of the crafty cubbies, right? So then I thought, well, what if I wanted one of each, right? One of each size. Then I made a filler tray. So that's kind of what I'm calling this one. It's like a filler tray, but you know what fits in here? And I didn't even do this on purpose. It just fit that spot. The little inks fit in this size tray, like the little distress inks, and this is an archival ink, like the little mini inks fit in that little tray. So again, I didn't do it on purpose. It just happened to work out that way because I needed a little filler, right? And then I decided, well, I need more depths. Like the skinny drawer, you can only put so much in there. So then I decided to make 3 sizes of drawers. or trays, as I call them. So the large tray, the medium trays, and the small trays were born. The small tray was a necessity so that I could flip through ephemera. So this was the one that you guys would see off and on. You'd see bits of it in the video and you'd be like, oh my gosh, you're driving me crazy. One thing I will tell you, this is the same width, I think. I'm almost positive. 8.5 by 11s will fit in here. Like this is my intro book that I show you guys in, in video. And this is 8.5 by 11, maybe a little bit bigger. So 12 by 12 won't fit inside of here. That is the one limitation I have with printable things. Plus, I didn't want to make it too large. So what I've been doing with my 12 by 12 is just kind of like sliding it in behind the unit, and it keeps it, it keeps it upright. So here's one of the prototypes that I was actually testing out in video. Okay, so then you guys started seeing glimpses of this one. This was the next prototype that I made, and this is the actual Crafty Companion workstation, but it's completely customizable. So if you wanted all your drawers to be these large size, you make the cubbies that large size. If you want all your drawers to be the medium size, you make the cubbies the medium size. It's completely up to you. So this I've been using in my videos as well. I've been using the Crafty Trays, and look, see, I've even made already done some videos for you guys using this template. So you guys are gonna be, that's why it's taken me so long. I've wanted to get certain things finished for you guys so that I could get some videos out quickly. So like the workbook video, I did record the workbook. I think I'm gonna release that right away so you can get to work on that, and trust me when I say you're gonna wanna make the workbook. Okay, so same concept. Well, this is the actual workstation, and then in the front here I've got jars of like little bits that I use, like the little Tim Holtz index clips, and then there's like paper clips and things, and then I've got these round plastic things that I found I think I found them at Joann's, that have my rusted paper clip. This is just things that I've been using in my projects. Like I used this one during the whole Midnight Garden album, so you were seeing this through that. Oops, I got some sequins in there. So what this is the Crafty Companion Crafty Workstation. It's called the Crafty Workstation with Crafty Dividers. So what's great about this is you decide what it's going to look like. So there's one version. Okay, and then here is another version. You'll see, I'll explain that in a minute. You'll see that, for crying out loud, that there's a tray on top, and that's called the Crafty Top Tray. So you can leave it like this, right? And you'll see that it has all different size crafty trays in it. Whoops, I almost threw it. Look at this tiny, look at this one. Look it. It's so cute. This is the little filler tray that I was talking about, the little crafty filler tray, right? And so there's all different sizes, all different ways this thing can go together, and it's totally up to you how you configure this. Okay, so this is the Crafty Cubbies with the Crafty Top Tray. That'll make sense after I show you all of the templates. So then I was like, well, I also want one of these next to me while I'm working, so this would be like a second type of workstation. I actually want two of them. I want one on one side of me and one on the other. And the reason for that is I like to keep my tapes and my scissors and all of that on my right side because I'm right-handed. But then on the other side, I like to keep all the other products that I'm using. So I'm going to eventually make two of these. I have two right now, but they're two different designs, and the other one's still full of stuff, so I'm not going to show you that one. But anyway, so, okay, so we've got this Crafty Top Tray. And so then I thought, I need space. I need something to hold my tapes. So in come the Crafty mini racks. And the idea for these are, like a magazine rack, you know, that you can buy. So this is like a little mini version of that, okay? So there's 3 sizes. So this one's actually the medium. Oop. And this one's the large, right? And then this one is the small. So this one's like the teeny tiny. It's kind of like the filler tray. So they all, oops, if I can get them on here, fit. If you made one of each, they all fit inside that top tray. So what I've done on my right side is I didn't make the large tray. I've only made the medium and the small. Right? Whoops, I think I have it the other way. Or no, which way do I have it? I don't know. I can't tell from here. So the medium, I've got all of my tapes. Let me show you. Right, so the medium, I've got all of my different sized tapes in here, right? So it keeps them all nice and neat, and it keeps them at arm's reach. I can grab it quickly. I can see what I've got. So the small one can hold things like your sprays. So like if you wanted to, if this is the sprays you were using for your product or you had several, you just plop them up in here and they're safe and they won't topple over and they're in your vision where you can see them so that you'll use them, right? So this is the small. You could also, I don't think the large art glitter glue won't fit in there, but your glue will fit in the medium ones, but you can also put things like glossy accents, if it's gonna show, glossy accents in here. Different little small glues. The skinnier art glitter glue will fit in here, and that kind of thing. So these are fun. I need to come up with a name for that type of workstation over there, and we'll make it eventually together. But so anyway, so you get to decide what you want here. So if you just wanted to make a couple mediums and then have the rest of it just loose, like I have a little glass jar that holds bone folders and my craft knife and my stylus. I have a little glass jar that holds that, and then I have a little bit bigger glass jar that holds my scissors and things like that. So I'm gonna drop this everywhere. I can just feel it. So I have that on one side, and then I have my tape right up next to it, and then over here I have all my glue. Okay, so you get to choose. You get to decide. Okay, so let me move this stuff back out of the way again. So this this project here is considered it is made up of the top tray, the Crafty Cubbies, and the Crafty Trays, and then this down here is called the Crafty Bottom. Yes, the Crafty Bottom. You heard me right. It's funny. It's fun to say. It's the Crafty Bottom. Okay. So all of these things are made separately. Let me show you what I mean. This is the Crafty Top Tray. It's the same thing that's on top of here. So you decide if you want that tray on top. But this Crafty Top Tray, right, I'll prove it to you that it's the same thing. All 3 of the mini Crafty, or the Crafty mini racks, sorry, fit into this tray. So you could, if you wanted to, this could be your second workstation that housed your glues and your tapes and whatnot. You could just make something like this, and it's nice and safe and sound. The one I've got over here, I've got the Crafty Top Tray, I've got the Crafty Mini Rack, and then I've got some Crafty Cubbies, and only one of them has a drawer in it. Eventually, once we make that one, I'll show you that one in more detail. Okay, so here's the Crafty Top Tray with the Crafty Mini Racks, right? You can also just make the Crafty Divider part. So this is the part that goes on top, right? So you do decide if your workstation needs this or not. Mine does. So this can also just be made on its own. You can put a Crafty Bottom on it to keep it stable, keep it from flipping over, and you're good to go, and you can use that. You can have this as a backup to hold your stuff if you prefer. The sky's the limit with this, you guys. So again, this is another thing that you can make standalone or add it to your Crafty Cubbies and make the Crafty Workstation. Okay, and then you can also make, this is heavy and this is gonna be, it's gonna be hard. You can also make the Crafty Storage Unit. So you see I've got a mixture of the full trays, and I've got all different sizes of trays in here. Some, I mean, there's stuff in here. Let's see, what do I got in here? Oh, this size tray will hold your ink pads and your blending tools. Let's see, let me see if I can get back in there. Now, have y'all noticed how easy it is for me to get these trays in and out? Whew, this is heavy. It'll hold archival inks and the blending tool. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, yeah, I've showed you guys this tray before. It's my tea lights. I need to fill it back up. Oh, got things coming out at me. I don't know what's in there. All of my magnets are in a tray, and you see how easy it is for me to get these in and out. Let's see. Oh, I've already showed you that. And then down here at the bottom, now this one, it's harder to get out, but this is where I keep my camera and my batteries and all the different businesses I need for my camera. But I had something super heavy. Actually, you can see it right there. It's a amethyst crystal, part of like a geode. I have it sitting here right next to me. I keep some crystals right next to me in my workspace. I just really enjoy crystals, so I like them sitting next to me. So it did bend it a little bit. So I might, when I make my next storage unit with you guys, I might make this a little bit more stable, a little bit more support. Or I could put the Crafty Top Tray on top of here if I wanted to. The sky's the limit. Okay, so this one is the Crafty storage unit. What's great about these, having another workstation that has the little trays, is that you can also keep little bits. So as I was working and recording, I was keeping little bits in my trays. And again, they come out so easy, so easy. There's nothing more frustrating than grabbing a tray and the whole unit coming with it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what was going on with my other storage unit. If I would go to grab it, the whole thing would come out at me, and I don't want that. So, love. Okay, I've got so much stuff going on. It's just amazing. Okay. So, let me show you the things I've filmed for you guys. I filmed the workbook. I filmed the workbook for you guys because there are 6 different sections in here. There is the Crafty Cubbies, there is the Crafty Trays, there is the Crafty Bottom. It's gonna make me laugh every time I say it. There is the Crafty Dividers, there's the Crafty Top Tray, and then the Crafty Mini Racks. And I kept them all separate for you because I didn't want you to get confused. There's so many parts and pieces to build something, so I didn't want any confusion. So while I was filming, I made sure to tell you we're in the Crafty Cubby section on page 1 because every section has a page 1. So I tell you every time we're in the Crafty blah section. And in your PDFs, I do have it broken out. You do not want to get it all mixed up because you will not be happy. So I filmed this, so this will be coming up like the next day or so. I think I just need to finish editing it. I'm not sure. So then I racked my brain, what do I need to film next? What do I need? So, after much thought, I decided we needed to film the ink station and the garbage bowl. You have to have these things to create a project, am I right? So the next video will be these 2 things, and these 2 things are made from the Crafty Trays. I do give you approximate measurements in the description of the Etsy listing, but they're not exact, and there's a reason for that. They're not exact because depends on what kind of chipboard you're using. Do not use more than a medium weight chipboard. The thicker you get, the more tight the drawers get. And I designed it for space. I designed it to be able for them to be wiggly inside of the workstation because I want to be able to get it in and out. I don't want to have to fight it, and I don't want to be pulling really hard on the chipboard. The joints, it's not a manufactured product, so the joints, aren't like mitered and glued together, dovetailed and all of that. If you want that in your life, then you probably just need to go to the store. These templates are handmade. These are supposed to be handcrafted works of art that you get to use for yourself the way you want them in your workspace. So if you need a manufactured product, this is not for you. And to me, that's the charm of it. The handmade part of it is the charm of having something this pretty sitting here while I'm working on other beautiful pieces of art. That's what I like to call them. So I filmed the workbook, I filmed the garbage bowl and ink station. Those two are in the same video, the garbage bowl and ink station. And then I filmed the workstation. I filmed the first workstation that we're going to make. So the only one I've partially got edited so far is the workbook. So I'm planning on bringing 2 to 3 videos out a week as fast as I can get them edited. But this is the workstation that I've made, that I filmed. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. Let's see if I can't give you let me get my face out of the way. Try to give you a bit of a close-up. So if you were in my Facebook group, you saw some little sneaky sneak peeks of pictures where I called myself a stinker. Remember that? If you're in my Facebook group, you know what I'm talking about. So this is the workstation that I have filmed that has the Crafty Dividers on it. They have all full trays in it because this is where I'm going to house the ephemera. I'm going to separate them out a little bit better. The leftover paper scraps, because you need to keep all of that. And anything, I decided I needed more smaller trays and less big trays. So I didn't put any of the big trays in here, just the medium and the small. And in the workbook, it'll say A, B, and C. Okay, so the biggest one is A, this medium size is B, and the skinny size is C. So, and then we've made the crafty bottom. So, right? What do we think? So I'll show you how to make the Crafty Cubbies. I'll show you how to make the Crafty Divider. I'll show you how to make the Crafty Trays. And I'll show you how to make the crafty bottom, okay? And also, if you haven't noticed, we're going to be using my Floral Whimsy for this release because I figure everybody's got it. I can't find a paper collection that I just feel so strongly about that I want to look at it for the next 6 months, because I feel like this is one of those things that you're going to make this and you're going to use it until it falls apart. Do you know what I mean? And then you'll make another one. Or you're going to make this and be like, okay, I need it to be different. So then you'll make another one. But that's after time, you know. But I do suggest that you, before you go, you know, hog wild and just make it beautiful and gorgeous like this, I do suggest that you kind of look at your supplies and see what it is that you need when you work on an album or a project. Can you tell I'm excited about this? Can you tell? So yeah, the ink station is made with the Floral Whimsy. It's a digital paper collection, and the garbage bow is made with the Floral Whimsy. I will have that link down below. And what I like about it is there's, you know, 2 different directions in that digital paper. I wish more digital artists would do that. Have one page that's, you know, portrait, and then the next page the same stuff, just, you know, landscape. That would be great for my templates, because that's the way I design my templates. Okay, I'm sorry about my squeaky chair. I just realized it's like, oh, now it's not gonna do it. It's a squeaky. It's a squeaky chair. Okay, you guys, now what I want to do is I want to turn the camera around, and I'm going to take you through the Crafty Companion. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Have I told you this? I don't think I've said this yet. I have a little surprise for you guys. You guys wanted me to do this. You've asked for me to do this. I listened, and I did go ahead and put the guidebook on the templates. So this was a toughie because some of the templates are super small. But I did go ahead, so when you print out your guidebook, it's got all of the information on there, or most of it. You may still have to add info, I don't know. There's always errors. There's always errors, and I'm sorry. I go through and proofread, and I go through and check and double check and triple check, and there's always errors. Anyway, so now I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to take you through. I'm not going to show you the workbook, but I don't know why I picked it up then. I'm going to take you through what you get in this new Crafty Companion. And there's a few other surprises that I'm going to tell you about here in just a second. All right, you guys, let me show you what is in this printable template. I almost said mini album. It's not a mini album. Also, this is my workbook. Okay, so I'm going to put my workbook aside for right now, and I'm just going to, this is the books that I make this book to, I make this one for reference, for personal reference, for future use for me and for you guys when I do background design giveaways and all of that stuff. But this time we're doing things just a little bit different. What am I going to show you first? I just picked a page out of the templates, one of the sections in the templates, and printed it off over and over and over again because I wanted to show you that what it all could be printed on. So I'm going to show you that first really quick. I think I still need to scoot in. I've got you pretty far away at the moment. I don't want my candle to get in the way. Okay. So this is actually what the guide's going to look like. So when you print your guide out, it will have all of this information on here, okay? So it'll say, like, these are crafty trays. So this is the medium-sized crafty tray, and then there's an A, B, and a C, and that's the depth. So the medium means the width, but then the A, B, and C means the depth of the tray. So that's all on here. And this one's like the large, this is the Crafty Tray large base, and then there's an A, B, and a C. Okay, so then there's another size drawer that's the small, and then there's another one that's a full tray. So anyway, so your guidebook is going to have all of this information on your templates. So these aren't the templates that you print out onto pattern paper. This is just for your guide. And I do suggest that you make yourself a workbook. That's what I mean. The guidebook is for your workbook. So I wanted to make sure that I'm removing this because I'm going to show you, I want to show you something else. So this is what they look like. This is what the plain set of template looks like, okay? This is with a brown distressed edge. And then this one is when you print it in grayscale, okay? So they can be printed either way, especially if you're making your workbook, whatever you want to do. You're not stuck to one way of doing things. But I did want you guys to know that I did do this again. You guys liked it when I did it for the glassine bag printable mini album template. And I told you I would try to do it in the future. So I did go ahead and do it. It's a lot of information. It's a lot. There's a lot of small spaces. Some of the information is not able to be put on there. But by the time you get familiar with everything, you'll understand everything completely. So let's see. Okay, so the next thing I want to share with you is this is the first time I've ever done it this way, and I will explain why I did this way for this one. All 8 background designs are going to be released at the same time. They're all going to be available. This is just such a large project. I just wanted you to be able to choose your background designs or multiple background designs if you so choose, especially when there's a coupon code. There is a coupon code. All of that information will be down below. What it is and how long it lasts and what it's good for. I think it's going to be 25% off everything in my shop with a $10 minimum purchase. And all the information of how long it'll last. It's only for the intro, like the introduction of the templates. It's not going to be a long-term coupon code. So it's only going to be good for a couple days, probably through the weekend. I'm hoping to release this on Friday, so it'll probably be good for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But all of that information will be down in the description box below. Very useful stuff down there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you exactly which background designs I chose. So the first background design that I chose, or that I have in the book here, this is Collage 2, and this is what the Etsy listing looks like. Let me bring it closer to you. So that's what the first picture looks like, and then that's what the second picture looks like, so you can get a better look on the background design. And then the rest of the pictures are pictures of the projects. So that's what the listing looks like, and then I wanted to show you what it looked like printing it on the same page that I printed those two on. So that's how it prints off onto that. So I also wanted to explain to you that when you purchase this background design, this Collage 2 background design for the Crafty Companion, you also get a full set of the plain templates and you get a full set of the guide, okay? So you get all 3. These 2 are bonuses with purchase. They are not, this is not available on its own, nor is this. So when you purchase this background design, you get all 3, okay? I do that with all of my templates. I think almost all of my templates. I like you to be able to have the option to print this and print onto patterned paper. So it's available in collage too. It's available, of course, in my coffee stain. And that's what the Etsy listing looks like. And then there's what it looks like printed on page 2. Now my printer is printing a little funny right now. I'm almost out of yellow toner, so it looks like it's a little darker, but you guys know what my coffee stain looks like. But again, if you pick coffee stain, you get a full set of the plain and a full set of the guide. Okay, so then the next background, oh, just knocked something over. The next background is the music notes. Most of the backgrounds that I picked are not directional, and I did that on purpose. I wanted it to be, I wanted it to look good because they're mostly meant for you to mat your inside of your crafty trays and things. So the next background design is the music notes. So it looks like a little Polaroid right here with the image of the background design in the middle there, and then next to it, it says what background design it is. And then that's what the page looks like. It actually looks like it's printing off a little green, and it's not green at all. It's got a more of a yellowish tone to it, like more of a vintage music note kind of tone. But since I'm running out of yellow, that's what I got. So then you also get a full set of plain, a full set of the guide. These are bonuses with your purchase of music note. Okay, then the next one is text. So there's the text, and it says text next to it. There's the second picture, and then there it is with the printed on the template, right? Full set text, full set of plain, full set of the guide. Separate PDFs. Then the next one is vintage. And vintage, you guys know what that one looks like. I've had that one. This is one of my favorites, all-time favorites. And there it is, printed onto the paper, or printed with the template. Full set of plain, full set of guide. And then vintage polka dots. I love this one. This one is becoming a favorite as well. So you get a full set of vintage polka dots. Oh, I need to turn the page first. And there it looks with the template, and then you get a full set of the guide, a full set of the plain. I know I'm being repetitious, but you would be surprised. Well, you probably wouldn't, of how many times I get asked daily if someone can just purchase the background design. They don't need the plain. These are not added on. This is not any extra money for you guys. These are bonuses from me. The next one is Watermark. And there's what the listing looks like. And then here it is printed with the template. Right? It looks pretty cool. And then you get a full set of the guide and a full set of the plain. Then this one's a new one. This one is called Patchwork. See it? Check it out. So I made this background design quite a while ago. There's what the Etsy listing looks like, right? And let me flip it to the page here. This is a new background. I didn't know when I was going to release it, so I decided to go ahead and do it with this. So there's what it looks like printed onto the template, or printed with the template, sorry. Right? Right? And then you get a full set of the guide, a full set of the plain. So how this came about is I was going through my mom's old paperwork, and I found a bunch of old papers. So I handmade this background design with all these old papers from my mom. So I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do, to add. It's a little piece of my mom, Mama Vive. Most of you guys know she passed away in January, and she wanted me to do this workstation so bad. She knew I was working on it back then, so she was super excited about it. And of course I probably would have had to make hers for her, but anyway, so I thought I would go ahead and use it for this. And then I also, you know, I had to do this. I released it in some other sets of templates. And so it'll be available with the glassine bag. So the Patchwork is now in the glassine bag template. It is also available with the Wanderlust, right? It's available all sizes. The large medium and the medium small. And then it's also available in the Remnants Lovely Layers, right? Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Look, it printed a vintage polka dot on there. Huh, that's funny. Well, the Remnants Lovely Layers is also available in the vintage polka dot. I wonder why it did that. It's okay, it doesn't matter. What do we got here? Oh, and then here's just the picture of the This is what the Etsy listing, I can't talk today, looks like with the patchwork on the remnants. Lovely. I bet you that's why I printed this, because the other one printed off wrong. I don't remember. So it's on the remnants, the Wanderlust, and the glassine bag, and now it's on my new one, the Crafty Companion. So those will all be listed as well if you're interested in checking that out. It is really pretty. It's really cool. It'd be really great for a vintage style or a junk journaling style. I love it because it's vintage, but anyway. All right, moving on. Oh, and there's what it looks like in black and white. I usually, when I release a new background, I usually like to show you what it looks like in the black and white, so, or the grayscale, however you want to say it. So then I'm not doing a background design giveaway, but every month like I do with all my other templates, but maybe I'll figure something else out. But anyway, so here they all are. There's the Patchwork, Vintage Polka Dots, Watermark, Collage 2, Text, Coffee Stained, Vintage, and Music Notes. So then I thought, well, I'll print it off in black and white so you can see what all of them look like in black and white, in grayscale. So Patchwork, Vintage Polka Dot, Watermark, Collage 2, Text, Coffee Stained, Vintage, and Music Notes. Look how cool that vintage one looks in the grayscale, right? So then there's that. What do I have next? Oh, so then I printed off onto different types of paper. So let me show you. This is my digital paper. So I printed my digital paper up first, the Floral Whimsy, and then printed the template over top of it. So I had to print it twice, you know, because it is a digital paper. So there's what it looks like on a piece of digital paper. And then here's a piece of patterned paper. I actually printed it upside down accidentally. This is the collection that I used to make all of my second round of prototypes. This is a Marion Smith Mad Tea Party. I think you can't get it anymore, and she doesn't do scrapbooking anymore, but one of my all-time favorites. So anyway, I have a bunch of it, so that's why I used it for my prototype. So here it is on pattern paper. So here's the brown vintage edge, and then here it is with the black. It's really hard to tell, at least I can't tell in my monitor. Here it is on solid cardstock, you guys. I always forget to tell you that, I think, that it can just be printed onto solid cardstock. And then here it is on a coffee stained paper, of course. It's beautiful. There it is on parchment paper. And then here's antique laid paper. So it's got like a texture. It's really pretty, but I really like it. Here is an ode book page. It just has to be big enough to go through your printer. So that looks really cool. And then here it is on black cardstock. This is the brown on the black. Can you see it? And then on the back here, oops, on the back here is the black. So you can print either one. All right, so now we're getting into the templates themselves. So I'm going to try to flip through every page here. So there's sections. This time I've done sections. So I will try to explain it as we go here. So this is just like the front title page. And then you'll get, this is some important information. I would appreciate if you would really read this. And I also want to make note, and I just want to tell you guys that all of the how-to instructions are video only. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, I've had people get really mad at me because it's video only instructions. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way I do it. That's why I started my YouTube channel, to show you guys how to use my templates. So anyway, this is an important information to read. And then this time I did a Genevieve terminology index, because what I refer to things as, you guys might not know what that means. Like the crafty bottom, the crafty cubby. I mean, it's all here. So there's 2 pages of that here, and you'll see that throughout the guide. And then there is a page of tabs, and there's 6 sections. So I have, in my workbook, which is the next video coming up, I have sectioned out my workbook using these tabs. So there is a sheet of tabs for you guys. So the first section is the Crafty Cubbies. Okay, so here's what it looks like when they're empty. So these are Crafty Cubbies. Those are the 3 depths, actually. So there's A, there's B, and there's C. Okay, so those are the empty Crafty Cubbies. So there's a whole section on how to make those. Now I will tell you that the page numbers at the bottom, oh, I chopped that one right on off with my with my thingy. If it has an M next to it, next to the number, that means it is meant to be a mat. But a lot of times I'm using the template, like this is meant to be traced onto chipboard. And if I need to mat it, it depends on what you want to see. Like this mat might be a little bit smaller and leave a bigger border, where if you use this, it won't be as big a border, because when you put chipboard together to assemble like a box type thing, it gets wider, okay? So this is the Crafty Cubbies. Like all the pieces are labeled. This one says Crafty Cubby, top and bottom panel. This one says A, let me show you. This one says A Crafty Cubby back panel, right? So that would be the back side, you know, the front side is open. And then here it says A Crafty Cubby side panels. So this would be the two sides. It'll also say traceable template on there if it's meant to be a traceable template. You don't really want to print this out onto pattern paper. So it goes on like that, right? So then the next section is the Crafty Trays. And then, again, there's a tab for this one. So it starts off with page number 1. So you want to make sure that you keep your sections divided. And here's that page I kept showing you a second ago. But this is the full base. This is the large, and this is the medium. And then this one here is the small, okay? So they all have the same, like, side panels and front and back panels. No, they all have the same side panels, not front and back panels. They just have different depths, okay? So then here's the mat for the full tray base, and it has an M next to the 4, okay? So keep that in mind. So again, some more mats, and then like I wrote on here, I put on here, print this page out to mat the A full Crafty Tray panels. I don't think I did that with everything, but I tried to make little notes. Like this one says, note, print this page out to mat 2 of the B full Crafty Tray side panels. So this will mat 2 of them. And this is really for the inside of the trays, in my opinion. And then here's the one for the C size. So this one says, print this page out to mat 3 of the C full Crafty Tray side panels. So that means all sides for this one. Okay, and let's see. And then here's the mats for the different sizes. Some of them, if I could fit 2 sets, I did. But if I couldn't, then I didn't, obviously. I didn't add just random pieces. So like there's 2 full sets here, but there's only 1 set here. I hope I'm making sense. So this one, the Crafty Trays is the largest section. I think there's 16. I could be wrong on that. 16 pages in the Crafty Tray. So then the Crafty Bottom, which goes on the bottom. So I guess should I be showing you what the Crafty Trays are? Before we move on, let me show you the Crafty Trays. So this is a full Crafty Tray, and this is the size A. This is a large Crafty Tray, same size, size A. This is a medium Crafty Tray, same size, size A. And then this is a small Crafty Tray, same size, size A. Okay, so all 3 A, B, and C sizes are like that. You've got a full, a large, a medium, and a small. Okay, so then the Crafty Bottom is what you put on the bottom of all of your projects, and it's really simple, you know, Crafty Bottom base, mat for Crafty Bottom, and then the side panels. It's basically a box, but it's sized to make your Crafty workstation stable. The next section is the Crafty Dividers. It could be standalone, like I showed you. It could be a standalone like this, right? Or you could put it on your workstation. So it's in a separate section. And like this is all explained when I show you how to make it. But this is the side panels, and this is the back and the base and the front part. And then it goes so on and so forth, you know, the mats, inside, outside. All of this is explained because I have already filmed this, so it'll be coming up really soon. And then the Crafty Top Tray, you can put it on top of your Crafty Cubbies, or it could be a standalone. I already showed you that too. Well, here, I'll show you that. Right, this is just a larger tray. So it's not a very big one either. It's only got 4 pages, I think. Yep. And then the Crafty Mini Racks, the 3 little small sizes. there is, again, the large. I think that's what I have it on here as. Yep, large. So this is the large mini rack. This is the medium mini rack. And then this is the small mini rack. And they correspond to the Crafty Tray sizes of the Crafty Trays. You know, the small, medium, and large. Not the full tray. So then they have these cute little mini rack sides, kind of like I was thinking about a magazine rack, you know, mini rack, you know, mini rack, Crafty mini rack. So then so like here's the small mini rack. I only put one on because I figured that's a lot of space. You don't want to print off a whole bunch. So this is like the mat for the small mini rack. So I figured, you know what, you may not make a whole bunch of little mini racks, so let's just do one. And you could use this part of the paper for something else. And these can all actually be traceable if you would like as well. You can either print them out or trace them out. The mats, not so much the templates that are meant to be traced onto the cardstock. Let me show you. Like this page here. This page, the first page in the Crafty Cubby, it's the bottom base, the top and bottom base. It's meant to be a traceable template. And it'll say that on there. It'll say, traceable template onto chipboard. So if it's meant to be a traceable template, it will say, unless it's too tiny of a piece where I can't, you know, really put a bunch of info on there. So in the Etsy listing, there's a lot of important information in there, so please do listen. So please do go and read the description of the Crafty Companion. Fidgety britches. Just call me fidgety britches today. The shirt just won't stay up on my shoulders. I don't know, it's super cute though, I like it. And then I've got my purple skirt on. Okay, you guys, I don't know if you can tell my excitement level, but it's super huge. And I'm super excited. And I hope you guys love this as much as I do. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is gonna take a minute. This is not a quick project. Well, the garbage bow might be a quick project, but in the end, it's gonna make you so much happier while you're creating. It's gonna be so much easier to just be able to sit and create and not sit and search. You know, I used to be always searching for the things that I needed, and now everything is just right there. You know, and when I'm filming, and I realize you guys aren't gonna be filming a lot, but when I'm filming, you know, things just walk away if I don't put them in the right spot. So I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited that I finally get to share it with you guys, and I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that it's so long, but I just had so much information to tell you guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. So please share my video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification, and also turn your notifications on. And there might be other videos here on the screen that you might enjoy watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.